What's up, guys? This is episode 1 of The Extraction Zone, a podcast all about Mass Effect 3 multiplayer. I'm Gilgamesh V9, also Jonah. I'm joined by 3 other hosts here. Why don't you all introduce yourselves?
I'm John. You probably better know me as Republican Shredder on the interwebs.
I'm John, also known as Great Fail.
And my name is Jordan. My handle is Violator Muffins.
Alright. Well, now that we have introductions out of the way, why don't we talk about this podcast just real quick? So it'll be us 4 talking about Mass Effect 3 multiplayer specifically, but occasionally we'll branch out to other just sort of lore stuff, maybe some single player. And then we're also hoping to get on at least one guest on every episode subsequent to this. Obviously, this first episode we want to have it be all about us 4 getting to know each other. And then after that, then we'll play it by ear. We could also do video podcasts in the future if this gains some traction, some following, as well as live streaming these podcasts. And we'll also be taking viewer questions on like Twitter or Gmail or Reddit or Twitch chat if we stream it, all kinds of stuff. So we have a list of questions we can go from right now, but in the future we would ask that you guys leave some questions for us to talk about. So, do you guys care which stuff we tackle first? I think we were planning on doing just like get to know each other kind of stuff. So
yeah, who are you people?
Yeah. Well, I am
Gilgamesh, seeing as you're the host, why don't you go first?
Sure, yeah, we can do the same order we introed it and stuff. So I'm Jonah. I live in Wisconsin. I am 18 years old, 19 soon. I play a lot of Mass Effect on Xbox. A lot of other games as well, but that's me basically.
I'm Shredder. I'm 22. What else is really important? Probably play more video games on PC than I like to admit. Also, my computer is probably weaker than your toaster. So I like to play on glorious 800 by 600 resolution. So hopefully one day I'll get a better computer, but another day.
I'm John. I'm at an age where I'm not really comfortable to say.
Under 18, so it's...
Hey, no. We gotta be, yeah.
Under
sure.
21.
All right, we'll go with that.
I'm an avid gamer. I mostly play RPG stuff, but occasionally we'll go to multiplayer, which is, one of my favorites, being Mass Effect. And there's not really much about me. I'm an actor. I like to read sometimes. And, yeah.
Alright, so, I'm Jordan. I'm normally a big Xbox player. I've played video games ever since I remember. I think it all started with my Game Boy Color and blue version of Pokemon back in the old days.
Pokemon Pride.
Hell yeah. Lately I've started to branch to PC a little bit with some things, but yeah, mainly big Xbox gamer of all sorts, mainly first-person shooters.
Awesome. Well, I know we had talked about trying to get like the history of where we got our internet names or our handles. Do you guys want to do that now? I think that would be...
Yeah.
All right, cool.
It'd be fair.
Sure. So, in 7th grade, we were learning about Mesopotamia, which is the area over by the Tigris and Euphrates River, I think. And then...
Tigris and Euphrates.
Is that what it is?
Yes.
Okay, all right. I don't know if I pronounced it right.
Tigris?
That's how my teacher said it. I don't know.
Let's see how you spelt it.
I don't know. Well, whatever. So, we learned about the Epic of Gilgamesh, and I made like a mental note, like, man, Gilgamesh is like such a cool name. That guy must be awesome. Turns out he was awesome, but ever since then I just love the name Gilgamesh. And then when I was making my gamer tag, when I was playing like Halo 3 back in the day, Gilgamesh was taken, so I was like, hey, 9 is my favorite number, we'll put a V in front of it, so it sounds like a version 9 or something, and then we rolled with that. So yeah, ever since then, that's like my Twitter name, my Twitch name, all sorts of stuff. So yeah, all started in 7th grade history class.
I'm Shredder. I'm not going to say my last name, but people constantly mispronounce my last name as Shredder. So like when I go to the DMV, it's like, Jonathan Shredder. I'm like, that's my last name right. Awesome. So I've been known as Shredder. Common internet name because of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles villain. He's a pretty cool guy.
Yeah.
And so
that's where that's from. Okay.
Yeah. It's a really cool cartoon. So I'm in high school, and it's like, man, I should create a Steam account. So I get a Steam account. I'm like, Shredder's probably taken. mean, you can still use the same name. It's like, well, it's not really differentiating. What would be differentiating? Well, I keep being called a Republican in high school. People don't call themselves Republicans on the
Republican?
internet.
Why would you be called a Republican?
I have slightly
What justified you? Oh,
conservative.
he's clearly not for gay rights.
This
I'm
guy.
gonna take it. So, yeah, who wants to call themselves a Republican? Plus, I'm slightly conservative leaning. That's as far as I'm gonna say. Plus, it's a really cool nickname, Repshred.
Yeah.
Very short.
Rolls off the tongue nicely.
Alright. For me, it's kind of weird. When I was, like, really young, I used to watch, like, a lot of YouTube videos, and, I was like, what, like, this was the days where I wanted to punch myself, like, when I look back on it, but,
Oh, yeah.
there was, like, a Gary's Mod video. I think it was made by a really popular one. I forgot who, but, like, one of the words that wasn't really funny at the time, but to me it was, like, fail, and he just kept, like, saying it, and it wasn't really that funny. But it stuck with me, and I came to think of it as a sort of okay handle for myself. I mean, I don't know. It depends on the person. But I've grown attached to it. I can't think of any other that I can stick to.
Alright.
Mine's pretty short and sweet. Got my first Xbox, signed up for Live, wanted to play some good old Halo. So I was going through all the random name generation stuff, and lo and behold, up came Violated Muffins, and I'm like, yes, that's it. In Philly,
I can't believe
that was it. And
That
so
makes
picked it, and
no
it's been my name ever since. It's never taken, and it's hilarious and makes people laugh and smile, so why not?
Yeah, makes sense. Okay, so how did we get started in Mass Effect? Like the series, and then I suppose multiplayer. You just kind of hop onto that. For me, I remember I was actually going through a pretty major surgical operation, and I was going to be out of school for like a month, and Mass Effect 3 was like coming out like later that week. So I decided, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna buy Mass Effect 1 because I've heard good things about it, and then we're just gonna play it, and if I like it, then I can play through the series. Then, of course, Mass Effect 1, I fell in love with all the characters and how awesome the game was and stuff like that. And then, Mass Effect 2 and Mass Effect 3 followed shortly after. And then something about the multiplayer, I loved it, and I sank my teeth into it. And I've played a lot of multiplayer, and I still do. So, yeah, that's my story about Mass Effect. Well, I'm also dog sitting, by the way, so if you hear stuff in the background, that's what that is. So.
Whoa.
So how about you, Shredder, then?
I had a slightly less depressed. I mean, not even just getting out of surgery is depressing, but it was more amusing. So I hang out with my friends in high school called Four Musketeers. So we basically were tight knit. So one of my friends brought back Mass Effect 2 Mass Effect 2 on his laptop because it just came out. Was it 2011? I think it was a year. Really, 2011. Anyways,
I can do a fact check for you here.
you fact check that for me.
That's
2000 something. And so we brought it back. It's like, oh, let's do the little face grading. So, Mass Effect's got that pretty cool character creator in it. This is always really fun. So, one of my friends, he's not a gamer at all. He's definitely into hardware. Like, he's the guy who you could talk to. It's like, yeah, let's talk about Gen 2 and wine, and all these Linux distributions, but he's not really good at gaming.
Oh, okay,
so
yeah.
we're all scattered. He's the only one at the computer, and he creates one of the ugliest looking shepherds I've ever seen. Not as ugly as what was that one on BSN called?
I remember seeing it. I don't remember what it's
Ugly
called.
Shepherd, where it kind of looks like Cerberus accidentally mixed a monkey DNA and shepherd thing.
Oh, that one, yeah.
Wait, what?
That one's
Wait,
great.
what?
It's called The Adventures of Ugly Shep. You can look it up on BSN.
Oh, of course.
So this was kind of like it. I think we called him Botox Bob because he kind of looked like he had a really bad facial surgery. Yeah, Cerberus did not pay enough money to the surgeon. And we were cracking up for 10 minutes straight laughing, figuring out, like, this is the stupidest looking shepherd I've done. Alright, let's roll with it. So, later on, that same friend who brought it along gifted me Mass Effect 1 for Christmas that next year. Started that. That was really fun. Bought Mass Effect 2. Bought Mass Effect 3. Mass Effect 3 had a face import bug, so I didn't want to start the single player, so I'm like, I had a blast in the multiplayer. I'll just keep playing the multiplayer. And, as I'm playing the multiplayer, it's like, the ending of Mass Effect 3 is the worst thing ever. So I kept playing the multiplayer for a long time. I eventually beat the single player, and I'm like, well, this is kind of disappointing. Back to the multiplayer. A lot more fun.
Yeah, I hear you.
Found out release date, by the way. It was March 6, 2012.
Was Mass Effect 2, or was...
3. That's number 3.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But 2 was the one I was looking for.
Oh, my bad. I'll find that one, too.
Let's see. For me, I guess when I got Mass Effect on launch day, I didn't touch the multiplayer for like a week because I thought it was just like this is arbitrary. It has nothing to do with single player. And I found out that your galactic readiness determines like your points and all that. And I was like, okay, fine, I'll touch it for like a little bit. And I was really skeptical because of course Mass Effect is a single player game, and you shouldn't touch upon that with like multiplayer. Then I got with some anonymous people. They helped me out on some stuff, and then 1 hour turned to 2 hours, and then 2 hours turned to 6. And I was like, okay, I'm just gonna be playing this for a little bit, and it's the only thing that kept me playing Mass Effect 3, and it's really fun. I really like it.
Yeah.
Okay, found the other release date. Correcting myself. January 26, 2010. That was number 2.
Oh, okay. All right. First one was like 2007, wasn't it?
7, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
I'll let you guys look that one up. I've given up.
I want to say it's 07. We'll just roll with that.
It's it's more than half a decade old. Oh my God.
Yeah,
it's
wow.
hard to think of that.
Alright, so, how we got into Mass Effect. Let me see. This was right after I got done with high school, I think it is, and so I was taking a year off from school, just working, just doing fun stuff, one of those sorts of things. And so Mass Effect 3 comes out, and I played with single player for like 2 days or so, and I'm like, wait, let's try out multiplayer, maybe, who knows, it's a good single player game all these years, maybe multiplayer turned out alright. And I played multiplayer, and I never went back to single player since. So still haven't beaten single player, I get some flack for that. I'll maybe get around to it, maybe.
That's alright. We all have our own opinions.
Yeah, I just think the multiplayer is too good. I mean, from an entirely single player genre, I just don't get it. They blew this out of the water. Just sound, visual, everything is just so top notch. The characters, the way you put the items, just never gets old in my opinion. And it's giving the game so much, longevity, I guess is the right word, that it's just kind of ridiculous and an all around amazing game.
Yeah, I think that's like the big thing that a lot of people talk about. Especially like the devs of BioWare, they're saying like, we didn't expect multiplayer to be as popular as it was. Like it was very clearly just like, they decide like, oh yeah, let's try it out, whatever, and they made it kind of single player to kind of make people want to play it a little bit. But then it ended up being like so good, at least, as far as we're concerned. And like, it has this huge following now, and so yeah, I very much hope that in the next Mass Effect game, whether it's Mass Effect 4, I know they don't like us calling it that, but I very much hope that they polish it up a little bit more, because if it's like a more polished version of Mass Effect 3, it's going to be great.
Alright. And my favorite character in the Mass Effect series, it all started from Mass Effect 2 with Thane, the Drell guy, and the sniper and everything. I always thought he was the coolest character ever. So when I unlocked that Drell for the first time in multiplayer, I'm like, wait, you can do this? And that just made it like 10 times cooler because you weren't a stupid human for once you finally play as all those badass characters.
Yeah, that's a good transition, actually. What is your guys' favorite character? I know you said Drell.
Even though I played Mass Effect 2 first, I'd have to say Liara, because she's the only one that changes so much throughout the series.
Oh, I was talking more like multiplayer, like which character?
It's not my favorite in multiplayer.
Yeah, sorry, I should have clarified.
I'm sorry. I guess for me, I think it would be the male human engineer, because it's the only one where I can rack up lots of kills in lots of time and actually help out the team in more ways than one.
Yeah, he's definitely underrated. I think he's pretty good. Like, you have anti-shields and anti-armor, and as long as, you don't have great survivability, but as long as you sort of play around that, you do great, yeah.
Even that little drone, I feel like, is really underrated. Like, he draws so much fire that people don't realize he has his little uses.
Well, depending on how you set it up, because like if you set him up with missiles, he sometimes shoots at the walls, and you're just like, what are you doing?
Oh, I have mine set as a kamikaze drone. Like, he runs in there, draws aggro, dies, and that's like his entire life, like 5 seconds. So
But yeah, I mean, like the cooldown's so
get,
quick, you can just
1
keep
second.
out.
Or
Yeah,
like a
it's
2-second
crazy.
cooldown. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't experiment with the drone really until I do this with most of the humans. I have like one spec one way and then the female spec the other way. So the female is my super drone one, and I was experimenting with that. I was like, oh, this is actually really good. So, but yeah, human engineer definitely underrated. People always get hung up on like all the crazy DPS classes and stuff, but they forget about the vanilla. Yeah,
it's funny because engineer, even though he's the most interesting class, he's actually according to BioWare statistics, he's actually the most less played out of all.
Played?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, well, I mean, in terms of single player, I don't know about multiplayer, but he's like I think 5.5-ish, something.
Yeah, it's definitely not that much.
It's definitely very low.
Oh.
Is that the
Which
only
kind of
single player Mass Effect 3 that doesn't have a grenade?
Well, if you don't have a bonus for it, no.
Assuming there's no bonus.
Yeah, no. With the exception of, like, just vanilla classes, no. It's the only one with grenades, I think.
Fine,
And Sentinels.
Sentinels have lift grenades.
Oh, Trader, you haven't, told us your class. Or at least your favorite class.
Oh, yeah.
Grenades.
Anything with a grenade. This is a common thing with me, is I love explosives. But if I choose one, it'd probably be the regular human soldier, like the vanilla one you start out with. Because you have this adrenaline rush, which is like, I need more now, you can do it.
My money and I need it now.
Those verses are great.
I use the Hurricane on him, and the Hurricane sounds like it's farting. You're not using. I mean, you're someone else listening to it. You have Shot, which is just a really quick, like, you want to throw like a nickel at someone. It's kind of annoying, but it's really helpful. Then, of course, you have frag grenades.
How do you feel about the N7? What is it called? Destroyer?
The Demolisher is one with the grenade.
The Demolisher.
Demolisher's got super thin armor, but apart from that, it's great.
Yeah.
I know. That's what
Set him up with grenades.
There's a reason why he's so powerful.
Like, you actually went the cluster grenade route? See, I built mine all weapon damage, so I'm kind of curious to hear this.
No. The Demolisher is the one with the supply pylon, and then Arc and.
Oh, Demolisher. Whoops.
Yeah. No, I get those confused all the time because there's Demolisher and then there's the Destroyer, but then there's Devastator mode.
Oh yeah.
It's like they all three of those words sounds too similar, so I get them confused.
I always go Hawk missile route because seeing all the enemies just fly out is just amazing.
I completely spec'd out a Hawk missile. So
it's always the best.
New people like Devastator. Mobility scooter move.
So, I guess I'll talk about my favorite next. My favorites are probably either the vanilla, Adept, just the basic one, the first one that you get, or the N7 Slayer. I would be sorry because that was like my first favorite class when I actually started playing it. I thought the explosions sounded so cool and looked so cool. It's just 2 buttons, but you do so much and you stagger things and it sounds amazing and you feel BA, alright?
Shredder, you're shaking your head. What's going on there?
I like grenades and I hate Asari.
I don't understand.
Well, what about
what's behind the Asari?
Their dodge is annoying, and in the single player, the Asari are all stupid. Maybe except for Leora.
Yeah, they are.
I like that dodge so much. Like the perfect distance with the perfect amount of speed.
Yeah, it's really quick, but it drains your barriers. Is that what you're talking about? How you like that?
So,
to me, that's like not that much to me, but I don't know.
Yeah. And then I like the N7 Slayer just because of all the mobility. I literally can warp into somebody's face and then warp through the wall next to you, and it just feels really cool. My favorite X-Man was always Nightcrawler, and so I'm somewhat able to replicate that in a video game, plus have awesome, cool blue powers, like my dream come true in the video game.
Yeah.
Maybe we should talk about our least favorite classes too.
I have to talk about my favorite class first.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So I think we were talking a little bit before this show, and I think we all kind of came to the consensus that I'm the OP whore. So I just love the super powerful classes and stuff. So obviously all the Geth pretty much are they're so good. If I had to pick one, I'd say the Geth Trooper. I just recently got him too, like I think a month ago. Just something about like the crazy powerful flamethrower. So like it's so good, and it's cool and it's good and it's I love it. And the Geth single player are pretty cool. I love the Geth in the single player and stuff. So
The Geth is
their whole
the only one
storyline and
where
everything about like their history, that thing.
yeah, that kind of stuff. Well, and Legion is just such a cool character.
Oh yeah, I forgot about him.
So.
How could you forget Legion? Oh my
Legion's
god.
the best. No,
I'm
not the
probably the least versed in single player here when it comes to Mass Effect 3.
Oh, right.
Throwing that
That's
out
true.
there
That's
now.
true. Oh, we want to get. He has said like, don't worry about spoilers. He's had that kind of stuff
Yeah,
spoiled,
so
so
feel free.
don't worry about that. If you like,
You poor soul.
I heard the ending and I'm like, yeah, I'm good.
yeah,
I'll just keep playing multiplayer.
I'll just stay in my own little Mass Effect world where everybody's happy.
yeah.
Everybody's happy and forever fighting all the things.
Well, isn't that like the advice you're supposed to give to new players is like just turn off your console or PC when Anderson dies. And just like and then just enjoy the good game. Like there you go, that was it.
Oh, that reminds me. Did they ever work out like a little storyline for the collectors during multiplayer, or no? They were just there and nobody explained why.
I think it was Harbinger's own personal little ship thing brought some collectors, and that was kind of it.
I think I don't know.
That's
They
it?
didn't really explain it all that much.
Like arcs or something.
Because like they try to like when the Adept class came out, like if you like press more info, they would say like, oh, Leviathan awoken, and then everyone died, but not all of them died.
Yeah,
it's just
something
like
that. Like
it's
whatever.
just like, are they real or are they not?
I really like how like the last DLC, those were basically just like, we're done with this game, just have a bunch of really overpowered classes just to tide you over. Like, yeah, there's this guy can't get his thing killed, and like as long as you are not dumb, can't die. And this guy with a hammer, and the guy that throws dark matter bombs, like all these cool things. It's just like, yeah, just have fun.
Well, they try to make it awesome with the Cabal, and then they were just like, never mind, have a Krogan hammer.
Yeah, I don't know. I've seen the Cabal do work, but for me, it just doesn't do it. So
he's good if you aim right.
Yeah.
I was always wanting a female Krogan though. I don't understand how a female Turian, which you never see in single player, is in the game, but
in the Omega DLC.
I think they
in the DLC, so even farther away.
Yeah, I know, right? It's
Okay.
Yeah, there was one. I actually haven't played any of the DLCs, but like the single player DLCs, but I know of her, and I guess that she was a pretty good character.
Yeah, I think her name was Nyreen.
Yeah,
emphasis on was. I don't want to spoil anything, but
She done die? I don't care.
Well,
I don't care if
she
you
dies.
spoil it. Like, don't worry about. Okay, yeah, it's whatever.
maybe we should like put like a little.
I've watched like so many of those.
Spoilers?
Oh man, like this
I think it's
funny moment from the Citadel DLC that I like know what everything that happens. So
And on a game that's 2 years old, we established. I don't think we should really worry about spoilers. I think they've kind of had their time.
it's like people getting mad at spoiling The Hobbit. Like the book
Dumbledore
is 70
died.
years old. Like.
Darth
Sorry.
Vader's Luke Skywalker's father,
Oh
guys.
no, Shredder, no!
Dumbledore kills Tyler Durden. I stole that from XKCD. I'm sorry.
That's fine.
We're good. Anyways, back on classes. I think if there was a class that I really wanted to play, it would have to be like. I don't really know. I guess it would have to be.
If I remember correctly.
Are you said least favorite then, right?
Oh
yeah, least favorite. That's
Sure,
what
yeah, let's do that. Yeah.
Me personally, I hate anything infiltrator. It's just I cannot do anything with it. It's the worst for me. I don't know about you guys.
Or
but
you
it's just,
can't handle it. Like, oh,
no, it's not too much
too
damage.
good. I
It's too
can't.
much, no,
Oh,
it's boring.
I can't.
You set up tactical cloak, you shoot somebody, and then that's it. Like, what's the point? I don't
Killing everything. That's the point.
Oh yeah, killing a person one at a time, and then you lose all your score. Not focusing on the big guys.
I can kill an Atlas in 5 shots. What about you?
Oh, excuse me. I didn't know. Mr. OP user, just saying.
Got the infiltrator javelin all day.
Game breaker.
Game break. It's not really game breaking, is it? Yes, it is.
Pretty good.
Yeah, a little.
Just a team.
Jordan, what about you?
My least favorite characters in this, I know I said Thane was like my favorite character in single player. I think my least favorite are the Drell. I just cannot understand that class. I don't like Cluster Grenade. It always misses for me. And they're so squishy and stuff.
The drill
I've tried
Wait, is Cluster
so many
Grenade part of all their classes?
Drill, Adam, Drill, Infiltrator, and Drill Vanguard. I've tried so many times,
Okay.
all of them, and I can't get it. I don't understand. Like, I want to like the class, but
Yeah.
can't figure it out.
They're one of my favorite adepts just because Reeve is crazy good, and then Cluster Grenade is crazy good. But they definitely are really squishy, especially since they have like more health than shields. So
Don't they send out good melee damage, or am I wrong on that? Is
if you're
just a myth?
meleeing with a Drell, I don't think you should do that.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
If
yeah,
you're going for style points, then melee all the things.
style points.
for sure, yeah.
Well, it punches really fast. Like,
That's
half
like
Oh,
becomes
yeah,
Street
yeah.
Fighter all
The
of a
heavy
sudden.
melee is pretty fast compared to everything else.
Wave one, fight.
Valerian, where it's like finally.
When he gets 75% damage reduction, so the normal 50.
Very high.
Well, you can also hate Surf. So
Yeah.
Let's see, what's another one? Vorcha are also a bad thing for me. Like I can't. I don't really understand. I don't really understand Bloodlust.
Bloodlust is you get to heal yourself forever. It's
well.
like having another shield.
Having another shield.
You can't actually like die on bronze if you're Vorcha or something.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Sync kills are your only enemy.
Which for a melee class is kind of,
Oh, you played him melee?
I play
What?
melee Vorcha. Well, one of them.
Oh.
Anyway.
Melee Vorcha.
I forget which one is melee. I honestly don't play Vorcha all that much. I think they're cool, but I don't play them. So
I actually found a cool tech bursting one on the Vorcha Engineer.
the engineer. Oh, okay. I was
Yeah.
because the engineer is probably my least favorite. For some reason, I just can't. I just can't use it.
Vorcha Engineer or just Engineer in general?
No, the Vorcha engineer. I love most of the engineers are cool. But the Vorcha is just like, I don't know, it doesn't do it for me. Although if I had to pick a least favorite like class overall, I think it might be engineer. Just because of the things I don't like, most of them are engineers. Like I don't like the Talon mercenary engineer. I don't like the
Well, because everybody uses them and like is overpowered. Like there's even a joke on the group that we're in that everybody plays mercenary Talon engineers.
Because of the cane mines or something?
Yeah, because it's always the cane mine. Every time I go into a game with engineer, even if they're level 1, they're always going for the cane mine, and it's so annoying, in my opinion. It's just like
It does a lot of damage.
It does do a lot of
damage.
But like, save that for like gold or something. If you're on bronze and you're just cane mining everywhere, just stop, in my opinion. It's just like, you could just easily shoot people down. They're practically made of paper mache.
For me, I don't know what it is about that class, but it doesn't do it for me. And then like the Turian Saboteur as well. I think that's the engineer. Like that doesn't do it for me either. And then like I said, the Vorcha engineer as well. But like I don't know. Those are my least favorite. So yeah.
I might be sounding really bad saying this, but have you guys found an actually use to sabotage?
You can make him stop for a second, which if you have something like the Grawl does a 3x headshot bonus against a projectile. So if you sabotage someone, they flinch, stop for a second, which lets you get that headshot.
You also get 50% more tech damage while they're being hit by it. So if you're like synergizing with your friends, then you can do that. But honestly, that's too situational for me to ever really use.
I think it's mainly.
I never saw it being worth the skill point investment in any sort of real way.
Yeah.
That's just me though.
It's mostly for guests though, right? It's not really useful in others. Yeah,
and Cerberus sometimes.
Oh, hacking the turrets. Oh, it's the best. Because you see it just turn around and just mow down the engineer that put it there. So
funny. 3k damage. Or 4.3k.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Oh, that reminds me. How do you guys like play? Because like I usually play Lone Wolfie. I'm not really a team kind of guy.
Grenades until everything dies.
I usually play with my friends who I don't want to sound like asinine by saying this, but they're just not as good as me because I'm the best. No,
okay,
they're less skilled.
Over.
So usually it's me killing stuff and then they die and I have to go revive them. But
hi, Jonas friends.
I know. Hi, Ryan. I know you're listening. No, they're all right, but we usually just split up because it's usually just we usually just do duos. So we split up. Cover the most that way.
Do you like help if there's like a boss character like on one guy or no?
If I'm not a boss killer, then sure. Like if I'm playing like the Batarian soldier or something like that, where he's not necessarily that great at killing bosses or something. Oh wait, no, I'm thinking of the wrong one. I'm thinking that if I'm playing like a character that's not as good at killing bosses, I know there's a few, I just can't think of them right now.
Like the Batarian Sentinel.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of. Sorry.
That set.
Yeah. Then I would like help then, because, yeah, that's... But obviously, most of the classes that are OP because they're good at killing bosses, so usually, when I'm playing one of those, I don't really have trouble.
Does it really depend on the powers or the weapons that make a class overpowered?
A little bit of both. There's a lot of synergy, right?
So, like, the Geth have Hunter mode, which makes some weapons insanely accurate. Like, say, the
Geth weapons.
Yeah, and the crazy... Well, no, all the weapons, and it's like 40% more damage or something like that, isn't it?
Oh my god.
I think it's
I can look it up right now.
I can't remember what it is. Just all weapons, right? Is it 40?
Well, if you combine the two passes together, I think it's somewhere around 40%.
Like it's a lot of damage.
Here. Oh, that's so sad.
Yeah. It's really good. I think I would say it's the skill set, because you can put any weapon on any character. It's obviously more viable on some than others, but
true.
I think the Destroyer, though, that is, I wouldn't say it's overpowered, but it's definitely very strong, just because you can put any weapon on it and it's good. Just like, that's actually a joke in my friends, or in like my friend group, is just slap it on a Destroyer. Just like, oh man, I got the whole, like the Hornet. Like, oh, that's kicks a lot. Like, no, just slap it on a Destroyer. It's fine.
Slap it on a Destroyer.
No
just slap a Harrier on it. That's it.
Yeah.
For all classes whatsoever. I actually haven't gotten the Harrier. Is it really that good or no?
It's great, except for it sucks ammo like a man.
Yeah, like the first few clips when you're just killing everything, you'll be like, why are there even other guns in this game? And then you come out on like clip 4, and you're like, oh, that's why. And then you. So.
Well, you can compensate it with like weapon stuff, with ammo stuff, right? Like, can't you carry more ammo?
Bullets, which is not even a full clip with the extended mag.
I think it was 38 with a full extended mag thing on it.
Yeah, and then it's like the Batarian passives, you get like 5% more spare ammo or something, right? It's like not that much. But I mean,
same thing with the Juggernaut, you get spare ammo too.
Yeah, I mean, as long as you're doing all right, like picking up ammo boxes and stuff, like if you're on one of the smaller maps or one that has good boxes, you're usually okay. So
I usually forget about that, so I just tend to stick with the weapons that have a lot of ammo in it.
Yeah.
Like what was it? Oh god, the Revenator. The Revenator.
The Revenator's great though.
I would think the Harrier would be like your favorite gun, Shredder, because you're already having to cycle ammo boxes for all your days. I mean, that shouldn't be a problem to you, right?
How many ammo packs do you hold every mission, Shredder?
Actually, I don't burn through my thermoclip packs all that often.
Oh wow, really?
For all the saying of I love throwing grenades, I usually am tagging every single ammo box.
I was gonna say, like, do you see like a male Quarian with like arc grenades loaded into the lobby, and you're just like, God damn it! Like, you know you're gonna have to fight over those.
Grenades, like this guy stealing my hard-earned grenade.
Yeah.
Or if I load to the map and it's like Hazard Dagger, I'm like,
yeah.
You have two people attacking at the same time.
It's like, guys, I'm having lag issues, and then you disconnect.
I'm having frame rate issues, guys. There's a reason why.
Dinner. Bye.
Yeah.
Nudge, nudge. Wink, wink.
Alright, who didn't talk about their least favorite yet?
I did.
Did everybody? Okay, yeah.
I think
so you think all the crap I'm giving the Asari they're my least favorite. They're actually somewhat tolerable. People who've known me in the subreddit know that I hate the regular human Vanguard. Because of love of everything, I cannot play Vanguard to save my soul.
What? No, it's so good. You steal kills, and it's so amazing. Like, how could you not like that?
The first time I played a Vanguard, this is before they fixed the bug, I charged against the Banshee, and I fell through the fucking floor.
That was your very first biotic charge?
That was my very first biotic charge.
Don't you know that's supposed to happen? Don't you know that's supposed to happen? That means you're doing it right.
Yeah.
This is before they fixed the Vanguard glitch. In Mass Effect 2, most of my time sending charges, I charge someone, about 5 seconds later, I'd be dead on the floor. Which has been my history of Vanguards, period.
You don't use it recklessly. You, like, seek out the most weakest enemy, and then you use your shotgun to
But that's
Yeah.
smart.
Screw up
Right, that's
stuff.
crap.
No,
If
but
I
you-
can run into something like a football player, I'm gonna run into it.
Yeah. That's why
Which is why
Krogan
play
Vanguards
classes
are,
don't do that.
that's why Krogan Vanguards are awesome, because you just punch them in the mouth, and they don't have...
Or
Don't punch him in the
charge
mouth,
into a
you
fancy
charge him.
stuff.
Yeah. Well, no, you just go on a ramp. Because then they
Well,
can't...
I charge recklessly as a Vanguard, which is
Yeah.
what I hate.
No.
Personally, I view Vanguard as the most powerful because, like, you charge him, you get your barriers back, and then you just shoot him with the shotgun. Like, how could you not love that?
Well, I know
Like, that's
all the
amazing.
invincibility frames you get as a Nova Guard, too.
Sure.
Yeah, there's
I
a
was
lot
terrible.
involved in that.
I don't know. I wouldn't say they're the best, but
Yeah.
I don't dislike them. They're pretty good, but I usually don't play them just because that playstyle doesn't suit me.
I hate Vanguards, period. I think the only Vanguard I can tolerate is the Slayer. Only because it has
Yeah.
a really cool sword.
Wait, did the
That's it.
Vanguards have the charge in Mass Effect 1?
No, Vanguards
Oh,
were
they
a combination of Soldier and Biotic.
Oh,
They
wait.
did have Adrenaline Rush, which is pretty cool. So
Right.
you can spam Biotics, press Adrenaline Rush, and then spam them again.
That's why I like the female Turian. What is her name again? The Cabal. Because
Cabal.
she has that skill that's almost like Adrenaline Rush. I spec mine all defensively, so I get like 2/3 of my shield back every 2 seconds with that class,
Biotic
plus my
focus.
biotic charges.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah.
It's just so much shield all the time.
Do you,
What I like about her.
do you use Poison Strike often or no? Because I feel like I'm the only one who does.
No.
does it. Really? Oh my god.
Was it? Are we talking like the biotic charge or like the?
Or, oh
Yeah,
yeah,
the
I guess
Biotic
those are
charge
the
of the
phase.
Cabal.
Okay.
It doesn't have a homing thing, but it makes up for it with the poison. And
And you
personally,
can-
I think it's overpowered.
You don't have to have a
Also
target.
go
either.
through walls.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and you can charge twice.
You could do that with your melee though. You could go through any wall with a dodge or a melee.
Oh yeah, it's
I like
true.
that.
Oh
But
right,
yeah,
that's why I
yeah,
like it
press
so much, because of the melee. I don't like it because of the charge.
I mean, the poison was an interesting mechanic, but I don't know that it really took off ever. So
And I think I have my Nightshade Blade, so after the final tick, I think I have around 3,000 damage from each Nightshade Blade. So
okay, all right, maybe I need to play it again because that's a lot of deeps.
I like to imagine like the design process was like, all right, we got a female Tyrian. All right, she's also biotic. What else can we make her interesting? Poison.
Poison, yeah, no one has poison in this game.
Pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, it works.
Is she the only one with poison or no? There's others.
She's the only one.
yo,
Yeah, I mean, there's fire, which is essentially the same, but you can't get poison. I think.
and isn't there bleed on some people, right?
Yeah, there's like because
Bleed on
concussive
the
shot
good
has
shot.
like a bleed and stuff.
Oh,
But
that's
it's
just-
a few others.
I want to love it forever.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
All right, should we go favorite gun now, just so we get all the favorite stuff out of the way?
Sure,
Face it.
to find
Face it's the
ourselves.
best.
Patient's good. I like the patient. Yeah.
Well, in assault rifle terms, I don't know about overall.
Okay. Yeah.
That's a good all-around gun. It's
I
pretty
actually think
lightweight.
about this. I'm so unprepared. I forgot.
I guess I'll go next then.
Think about this.
Me being the power user I am, that's what draws me to this game, is just being awesome, super thing. I actually like the Acolyte the most because it's really lightweight, so it doesn't really affect my powers at all, and it drops shield, so my powers actually hit whatever I'm trying to fight. Really simple, really nice.
Yeah.
I feel like it doesn't get enough credit.
Yeah, I know. It's like people when they put on a gun, they want it to do just tons of damage, and people forget that the Acolyte doesn't do damage, but it does everything else. It stuns and ammo effects and stuff. It's super light. So
But it does damage, just does damage against shields.
Only
Oh,
shield,
yeah.
Yeah.
But also you could put on a power amp on the pistol, which is nice.
yeah,
So
yeah.
you can use it with power classes.
I think we can all can agree that the Carnifex is the best heavy pistol. Because, you know,
Scorpion
it dishes out a
Scorpion.
headshot and damage good.
I like the Scorpion better.
Okay.
Talon does a lot.
Talon's
I like the
cool. Talon's good.
Paladin. Paladin has to be mine in that category.
I don't know. The only 3 rounds thing, it just bothers me too much. I'm mad. I still don't have the Executioner. I still don't have that.
The
There's
Executioner.
a ton of this.
Oh my
The only
god.
character I'm missing is the Volus Vanguard, and then but I'm missing a lot of weapons still. So that I'm so mad I don't have the Executioner because my friend uses it all the time.
I'll
Should
trade
get
you
both of
the
one.
Executioner for the Scorpion.
Executioner with the Scorpion.
But I'm sorry. What'd you say? I was
I'll
someone
trade you the Executioner pistol for the Scorpion if you want to make that happen. I'm down.
would trade. Oh, I wish you could trade. That would be cool. Cause
What's the name of that one thing? The Talon? The Talon is a really good mini shotgun.
Shotgun pistol.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's what the Guardian said.
Fire's a tad too slow for my taste.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like it's good, but for me, it doesn't do anything better than any of the other pistols.
But you play a Geth Infiltrator.
What do you mean?
The Talon is the perfect gun for the Geth Infiltrator, because you can already make the spread even tighter, does that 50% damage against barriers, you can put AP ammo on it. It's like a shooting I win button.
You make a very good point, because
shooting I win button.
That's a good point, yeah. I picked my Geth Infiltrator for sniping, because people forget that infiltrators are supposed to use sniper rifles.
Supposed to.
Yeah.
Let's look at Edie there.
Well, okay, before they started breaking the meta, because they realized people were just doing that anyway. But yeah, so I think my favorite gun would have to be the Javelin, first of all, because it does just a stupid amount of damage.
Yeah, but like, you pay for it with the high amount of weight that it has.
Well, that's fine, because I don't use Proxy Mine on my Geth Infiltrator spec, because, I don't know, I like those extra shields. Because they actually matter on the lower difficulties that I usually play with my friends, because I usually play silver. But I think the reason why, because I was thinking about it like a minute ago, the reason why it's my favorite gun, I remember this, it was because I was pugging silver, and there were these guys who, like, they were pretty new, like, you could tell, like, their N7 was really low, and they weren't using, like, fully leveled classes and stuff, and they were talking, and they invited me to their party for whatever reason. And they were talking, and I was kind of just killing things with my Geth Infiltrator, and it was on Glacier, and there was a Guardian left, like, he was the last enemy, and he was in, like, the science labs area, and I was in the landing pad, and they were, like, circling around to shoot him, and they didn't have any, like, armor piercing, so I shot through, like, the corner, so it went through one side of the glass, through the other side of the glass, through his shield into his face. And they're just like, what? Gilgamesh, does that gun shoot through walls? It's like, yeah, shoots like a meter of cover, and they're like, that's so good, and I was like, yeah, it is pretty cool. So, like, ever since then, it's just like, yeah, Javelin, for sure.
I like to imagine him, like, shooting him on the shield. It's just like, what is his, like, strength? Oh my god. What is going on? It's like he has this invisible barrier.
Yeah. But yeah, I gotta go with the Javelin. Followed shortly by, like, the Hurricane, I guess, because it's like, oh, I should put a gun in this guy. Hurricane.
I'm split between two. I like the Typhoon because it's so cool that it shoots casings out of it, even though everything uses thermal clips. It has that really nice sound to it, you know. Like, I want to shoot a bunch of bullets in one direction. You know, it's like the 80s movies. I love 80s movies because they're so I love camp. The other one, naturally, the Venom. Because it's basically a grenade launcher. That doesn't... Well, okay, you know, the Falcon's basically a grenade launcher. The Falcon fires...
The Falcon is a grenade launcher.
Fine. Falcon's... I say like a grenade launcher, but it fires too slow. The Venom actually can hurt people.
I would actually call it like a flashbang launcher more than anything.
Yeah. That's
from the description, it's officially the grenade launcher. According to BioWare.
Yeah. I remember my friend, like, he got the Venom in a pack, and I was like, oh, it's not that good, because, like, I didn't think it was that good. And then he was like, whatever, I'm going to use it. So he puts it on his destroyer, and he just starts ragdolling everything. Just like when you shoot them in the feet and they bounce bounce up off the ceiling and then slap back down. That's so funny. So like he started using it and we realized that on the destroyer it's like you have only explosives, pretty much. So like he just started using it. I was like, all right, maybe let me give it a shot. And then I used it again. I was like, all right, it's good. So yeah, I learned my lesson.
As you should.
Yeah.
Solarians don't make that many guns, but when they do, they're awesome.
Yeah, that's true.
I wish there were more Solarians.
Yeah, right? There's only 2, and there's 4 Volus.
Did they ever make any DLC with Solarians? No, I don't think so. Oh, those poor Solarians. Nobody loves them.
And, like, the engineer isn't even that good, because you can't farm Firebase White Gath anymore.
Apparently, Decoy is really valuable on gold, but I don't really know about that. I have yet to see that.
Solarian Infiltrator is baby's first infiltrator, because you get that it's stun, survivability, and then you get Proxy Mine debuff. It's really good.
Like, still my favorite infiltrator besides DD at this point.
No matter what class I play, the Collectors will always kick my butt.
Collectors kick my butt, no matter what I do, so...
Collectors kick everybody's butt.
No.
Should we start talking about like least favorite enemy?
Yeah,
sure,
let's do that.
Trigger warning.
Turrets are the worst.
Okay.
Which kind of turret? The Geth turret or the Cerberus?
All the
turret?
turrets.
All the time. They all suck.
Yes. Except for our turrets. Our turrets are the best. Everything else is crappy. Oh my god.
But yeah, like I remember before the Geth, like the combat drone that the Prime deploys, before it did stuff, you're like, oh, okay, whatever. And then all of a sudden it did stuff, and we're like, oh, okay.
It shocks you and then it stuns you for a little bit, doesn't it?
It shoots a rocket at you and it staggers you for half a second.
It does? Wait, it shoots rockets?
It shoots
Oh my
the little
God.
incinerate blob thing, yeah.
Oh my god, I did
I
not.
wouldn't call it a rock, but yeah.
It used
That's
to
what
do
the stagger master.
Yeah, I used to just kind of float around.
Just-
Like, yeah,
just
point.
floated.
Like 16 points right there.
I think for me it would have to be the Praetorian or the Scion, because both of them are just like they shoot you, like they shoot your shields down. You're forced into cover. You can't really deal damage back. It's just the worst, in my opinion.
Screw Wave 7 Gold Collector because it spawns 3 fucking possessed scions at once. It is the only wave I will actively spawn nuke.
Your one weakness
That's
is your best tool.
There's so many grenades, God.
No fair, you're cheating.
Live by the grenade, die by the grenade. There you go.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
Jordan? Yeah.
I guess I don't know what it is, but maybe it's the way I play. Maybe it's I don't know what. Maybe the game just hates me. But it seems like whenever I play like 1 out of 10 games, I would get teleported and killed by a banshee. Whether it be through a wall, whether it be from behind me, it's just whoop, dead. And I just have to watch it into the wave. That frustrates me so much.
Was it sync kills or just regular kills?
Sync kills, like I mean, she'll just teleport to me, and before I can do anything, I'm just getting lifted up. I just have to watch myself get.
Yeah, your camera just spins around and like, oh. Okay.
First time that ever happened to me, because like it didn't happen to me in single player, I was like legit spooked. I was like, what? What's going on? Oh god. He's actually gonna kill me. In a brutal way too.
I think everyone here has experienced magnet arms once, where with the latency that you start, getting shoveled towards the banshee.
Yeah.
I think that was
Not ever like bad. Like people keep talking like they'd like walk in like
They
back
patch-
into a room or something. Like she'd grab me from like a couple feet away. Like never awful, but
well,
Like,
they patched
turn
it
around.
beforehand. Initially, it used to be one trigger, but I think in June or July, whenever they fixed the ultralight material bug, they had it so there's 2 checks for doing a sync kill. One is with you in range, and 2 if you're facing the direction. So if you passed either of those checks, you'd be safe. Originally, it'd be like one check, and then like half a second later, you realize, oh, halfway across the room, moonwalking.
yeah.
Halfway across. Oh man, I think the most memorable story about sync kill was like I was playing a Batarian Enforcer, I think for the first time, and I didn't realize how powerful it was until a Banshee straight up sync killed me, and I survived that and melee grabbed her, and it was like the most satisfying thing I've ever had.
You said like 3 things that were incorrect. You said you survived a banshee grab, and you said you.
Not Banshee, Phantom. That's what I meant to say.
Oh.
I don't think you can grab phantoms, can you?
No.
I don't think
Oh, yeah,
so.
yeah,
It was something like around that. Like, I think I just punched her. It was something like that, but it was like the most memorable moment for me. And
Okay.
Mass Effect multiplayer.
As we got Juggernaut, you could force choke him out.
Really?
Roll Darth Vader on him.
Oh yeah. No, see, I remember I saw an XCal video. XCal's awesome, by the way. About
Shout out.
yeah, he doesn't need a shout out, God. We're the one who needs shout outs. But he posted it was Geth Juggernaut, Lord of Darkness, and he I think it was I might be remembering this incorrectly, but it was like a wave of gold against Cerberus, and he dubbed in like the sound effects from the Dracula fight from the original Castlevania. She'd be like, "Foolish mortal, Soul Steel," and then, like so ever since then it's been Soul Steel. Like that's what it is. So, and then I got it. I think that was the one I got in my pack. Like how they give you a free character and when they release DLC. Like that was the one I got. So yeah, Soul Steel, for sure. But as for my favorite or least favorite enemy, anyone who plays with me will attest that I get mad at the game quite a lot, and a lot of the units make me upset, but Dragoons are the ones that make me so upset. Like, if I see, like, 1 or even 2, like, Dragoons just, like, hauling ass at me, just like, well, I'm just instantly mad because there's always a phantom there behind them to continuously kill me, but they stun you and then they do it's like this crazy animation cancel where they're like shooting at you like as they're meleeing you, like stop. Oh god! And then they stomp you like so quick, like and then just immediately stop. Okay, I better stop because I'm getting really.
No, channel rage.
That was a really
Let the rage
passionate.
flow through you.
Oh my god.
Should have fleeted the BioWare back in, I think, May before they repatched it. On Gold, enemies used not to stomp you when you're
Yeah,
which is really nice.
Well, and then Reapers
Oh my
didn't
God.
have any executes either, but then they added the cannibals eating, and then Marauders stopped you.
Oh my god.
I know I railed against Scions, but at least I know grenades, yeah, but at least Scions are fair. The one enemy I think is absolutely unfair is the Geth Rocket Trooper.
Unfair.
Because even with the Phantom I think is inherently imbalanced by design. At least the Phantom's relatively consistent. The Dragoon, yeah, he does some weird crazy animation canceling, but at least it's relatively, he just has really quick reflexes. The Rocket Trooper's like, I'm gonna shoot a rocket. And as the first rocket's coming out, I'm gonna shoot another rocket. I'm gonna shoot another rocket. And next thing you know, there's 4 rockets coming out at once.
Especially on
they
silver. Especially Geth Rocket Troopers on silver. Oh my god, I can't handle that. There's literally no Geth Troopers. It's all just Geth Rocket Troopers, and they just stun you every single time.
Yeah, Rocket Troopers.
Yeah.
They need to die in a fire.
Yeah, I'll go with you on that one. Phantoms are broken by design, and Dragoons annoy me, but they're not I wouldn't say they're overpowered, but Geth, they're just those are just broken. So
There really isn't a counterplay that I know of to a stagger
other than Devastator,
it's once you're stuck in
Other
it,
than
it's
Geth
what
Juggernaut,
do you
which
do?
is obviously the most stagger.
well, why didn't they just because enemies have a cooldown, they can't be staggered a certain number of times within a certain span. Why didn't they make us us as the players have that? That would have been an easy fix.
I can give you 2 good reasons why.
Yeah, it's holding up 2 middle fingers for those of you at home.
I know, I'm very, politically correct.
Nah, it's whatever. It's the internet, come on. But
trash talk each other.
I would actually play against Geth if they had some sort of stagger resistance besides Devastator mode. God. Just whatever. I'd rather play against Collectors than Geth, and I
Who do you
think we
think-
all agree that Collectors are the hardest of the factions.
Generally, yeah.
Even if they made it so that shield regen equipment, even if that cancels the stagger, I think that would allow enough counterplay to it, rather than just stumble. Oops, my shoe's untied, I'm dead.
Yeah.
It's just, I feel like that was a pretty easy fix.
Staggers never really bothered me. I mean, occasionally I'll just stop in my tracks and then I'll keep shooting people, but other than that, Staggers is the only thing that, everybody complains about. I don't really experience it. It's just my opinion, though.
You're lucky then, because maybe I just noticed it because I hate it, but yeah, it's pretty annoying for me.
I always wondered if all the characters of the Mass Effect 3 multiplayer were, set up in a Call of Duty style, who do you think would come out on top?
Dougie, because he doesn't die.
Yeah, we can shoot a rocket.
Okay, well, Cobra missiles obviously shouldn't be.
Wait, if we're talking Call of Duty style, are we still including the shields and everything? Because if we aren't, I'd have to say Volus, because who the fuck would look in the places that he could hide? Just be behind the wall.
I think it's cloaked for free. That doesn't have.
I think it would be the human male engineer. Just saying.
I think it would be the Quarry Male Infiltrator because he can turn invisible and he has arc grenades which just wipes out shields. You have something that hurts health and they're already dead.
The Bulls can go invisible too, and I thought they were excluding shields.
No bonus damage though. He has no grenades. The bullets may be cool. You can put a machine gun, which is really adorable. It's a tiny bullet.
Yeah.
But the Volus doesn't have grenades.
Volus the Geth Spitfire. It's so funny. It's an awful setup. Don't do that, but it's really funny.
Typhoon though. I recommend the Typhoon.
Yeah, Typhoon's not bad.
Typhoon's not that bad. Volus Engineer is actually really overpowered. With Recon Mine, oh my god.
Yeah.
Racking up kills.
Debuffs.
So good.
Yeah.
So good.
They just hide in the corner and then kill everybody doing that.
My friend, he plays is it the Sentinel then that has the decoy and the that's such a good medic class.
Really?
It's crazy because you have two things that draw aggro. You can go invisible, so you drop aggro, and then you run up, revive them, and then shield boost them as they get up. And it's great. Like I didn't appreciate it until they started doing that. I was like, wow.
Is there another support class that's not Volus?
I mean, anything. Yeah. Yeah. Juggy, I wouldn't call him.
Maybe because he can tank a lot and he has the turret too.
Yeah, but he doesn't really do that much damage, really. I mean, like, at least the way I play him, like, you soul steal, but like that's okay against shields, but against armor, it's really terrible.
He's a third-person shooter. Why not use a gun?
Well, the gun I use is the particle rifle on him because he can't get stunned usually, so it doesn't cancel the overcharge. Because then it's long range stuff because you suck at long range is the Juggy. So that's what I use. But to me, it doesn't do enough damage to be like an offensive class.
If you want to stretch the definition of support, you could make the argument for that 7 Paladin. He has the shield to block for people, and he has snap freeze to just CC most things away from your teammate and wall, being tanky with his energy drain, so he can't just literally stand in front of people. I don't know if you're League of Legends players, but Braum, stand behind me.
Oh, Braum, I love Braum. So good.
That's kind of the point.
Welcome to the League of Legends podcast.
There's like 9,500 League
you
podcasts.
MOBA people.
Dude, I love League. It's so much fun.
So, back to Mass Effect.
Yeah, anyway, yeah. But yeah, like, I think, in my opinion, taking damage is so, our trusty infiltrator buddies don't. I think that's considered support, but I can see how you could argue that it isn't.
Well,
in the
no,
same vein, I think that pure
AoE
AoE classes would also be considered stuff, or kind of support-y, like crowd control kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But it's good for sniper and reviving, but other than that, I don't really see a point other than shooting things.
Yeah, I mean, infiltrators. I mean, if you play like a medic one, but I don't think anybody would like infiltrators are damage dealers. Come on.
Infiltrators are damage. Well, no. Well, it depends on how you use them, because like, in my opinion, I do a lot of damage.
From first aid medals, then sure, but like, I don't see that as being like a legit playstyle. Then again, why would I bother myself with not dealing damage? Come on.
True.
But yeah, I think there's kind of a lack of support things. Like there's plenty of offensive sort of variations, but Volus are really the only dedicated support thing, I would say.
I really wish that they used Biotic Sphere a little more than they did. Like, I think that's a really cool concept. You can combine that with a lot of area effect things, and that's only on one character, because then the rest of her kit is all offense.
Yeah.
I feel like if they were to put that on the Bulls, that would be a really good combination. Make something fun.
Would it be a small sphere, though?
Ooh, would it be? Ooh.
It'd be like a little
potato-sized sphere.
I don't know, I mean, and that actually would be a pretty cool combo, I think. It'd be better than Stasis, I think.
Yeah. I feel like Stasis kind of fell by the wayside, but only really being useful against Phantoms, in my opinion. That's just me, though.
Yeah. But no, I like, that actually would be a good change, yeah. Okay.
So, maybe, what are your guys' favorite maps? And, why would that be? Do you have one in particular that you're always like, oh, yes, it's...
Giant, for me. I love Giant. First of all, because it's Tachanka, and I like Tachanka, like, as a setting. I really like that. And because it's, I think, one of the easiest ones, because you have a kill box. Because, like, if you're up in the labs, you have one person kind of on the ramp there, and then, like, as they're coming at you from, like, the rubble area, that's a huge kill box that you can set up, and you can have, like, someone else, like, looking out the sort of window there. And as long as you have someone in, like, the little lower area to block that spawn, and to get that other sort of spawn, like the trucks and stuff, then you have just a really good defensive setup. And even if you're playing offensively and, like, running around and stuff, there's a lot of cover and a lot of sort of, like, loops, so you can kite enemies really easily. And I always do well on Giant, so I think that's why it's one of my favorites.
I think in terms of, like, looks for me, I think it would have to be Firebase Goddess, and then, like, just in general, I think it would be Firebase Ghost for me, because it's the most easiest to get around and all that, in my opinion.
Yeah, I like Ghost too. It's I like it, especially since I use the Javelin all the time, so you can pretty much always shoot through the walls on Ghost, so.
Yeah, I think mine would have to be the hazard map on Firebase Reactor, just because I feel like that's kind of funny that it's a hazard to me, just because that's something that's actually useful if you use it right. But they call it a hazard, so you get bonus XP. And it's something fun that if you're
It's
playing
not really
with
a
friends,
hazard.
you
It's more of
totally
a
troll them.
helper.
Yeah, exactly.
Like it's like, hey, come here, I'm down, and then you teleport to the wall, press the button, and just kind of walk away.
Yeah. So the Praetorian just kind of floats through the door, and you're like, oh.
I love it when I'm like, again, I'm with like another lone wolf who like doesn't really revive anybody, and it's just like, hey, you should like go in the middle here.
Jordan, did you ever
You know,
see that
press the
video of the
button.
guy who they were holding out by like the hologram area on that area or on Reactor, and then like it was like 10 seconds left on the extraction. They all started running towards the extraction, and he hits the button, and he's a fury, so he teleports out, and then gets a lone survivor. Have you seen that?
Oh, but I really want to now.
It's so good. I'll see if I can
so
find it
true.
after the show and send it to you. But it was, oh man, it was great. But my friends and I, we have like a rule where like don't do that to other people, or like to each other, because then it'll start like a flaming war, and we can't deal with that.
But that just makes the game so much more fun.
What if
Yeah.
you have the hack in the reactor? I've had some people like reactor venting now. It's like we have a hack in here. And then, finally vents out because you run away because, no one wants to die. You get back in here, next thing you know, there's like 3 phantoms.
Yep.
I would say, you think that'd be Rio, because Rio's got like more ammo boxes you can shake a stick at. Like, you think it'd be an armory. But actually, it's like a tie for between just regular old white. I know farming, kind of ruined it, but, there's enough space to go around in white. There's enough variety. And Hazard Glacier with the Speaker Swarm that keeps roaming around the map. Because Hazard Reactor. It's a hazard, quote unquote. It's supposed to harm you, but you could totally screw over the enemies with that thing. Plus, it has the really cool nickname, the Thunderdome. I mean, who doesn't want to fight in the Thunderdome?
Yeah, that is true. I didn't think about that.
All the bugs on the side of behind the outside is kind of like a little sketchy.
Yeah, I don't know. That's I always like when the Seeker Swarm ball thing kills enemies for you. Like you'll see them just spawn and just die, and you're like, eh. For some reason, it's always cannibals.
But I hate it when like you're like in the corner. Like, wait, we're talking about Firebase Glacier here, right?
Yeah.
But I hate it when like you're uploading stuff in the corner, and then like the Seeker Swarm slowly comes at you, and then there's like an Atlas right behind you, just like, oh, good. He has to shoot at something, and we're gonna get screwed anyway because of it. Because it gets bigger if you shoot it.
Yeah, you just kind of run through it, and then you can even just like run through it. It doesn't do that much damage as long as you're not getting like swarmed, in which case you're pretty much dead anyways. So, but yeah, I think like if you think about it, like let's examine the hazard maps briefly, because like while we're on this topic, so like one of them is it's dark. That's not a hazard.
You mean that's giant, right? No, it's
well,
dark
no,
and shaky.
It's shaky.
I actually had trouble on that map.
Yeah, okay, so that's not a hazard. Then we have, or it's kind of a hazard, whatever. It changes things. It's kind of cool.
That's the only map where like I think the tagging the male Quarian is useful, because like you could like I couldn't personally see in the dark, and then seeing everybody was just like, okay, this makes it a lot more easier. So I don't know. For me, it was a hazard.
Okay, yeah. That's a fair thing. I have my brightness turned up a lot, so.
Me too.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got Giant out of the way.
Right, okay, so, Dagger, like, you can't see, and that's annoying. But
Sometimes.
it doesn't harm you, really.
But you can also see cloaked Geth Hunters during the Sandstorm. Like, It makes it a lot easier, the outline.
Okay, then white is like the same thing. Like it's.
What do you guys think is worse, white or dagger?
White,
because of rage and stuff. Like when you're getting like Krogan rage or Adrenaline Rush or anything.
Oh, okay.
It's like it's all white. I can't see anything. Oh god.
Yeah, Dagger is not terrible. Dagger's like a longer range map, so it's harder to have less visibility, but you can.
It's only a problem for like snipers and infiltrators, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. Vanguards too.
And then there's Ghost, which has the acid rain, which is kind of a hazard. it definitely does damage, and it's annoying, but you can just stay inside, and then it's not a big deal, and it also damages enemies, so you can definitely play around that. But it's like that's like to me like the first sort of hazard thing. Then we talked about Giant, and then the last one then is just Glacier, which has the
You missed Reactor.
Reactor has
Okay, so we already talked about that. And then you have Glacier.
And then you have Glacier, which is like the Seeker Swarm thing, and that actually is like a danger you have to kind of play around. So if you think about it, only 2 of the 6 hazard maps are actually hazards.
Right.
So it's like
the others are just slightly detrimental maps.
Yeah. So I don't know.
That's how you define hazard. I mean, you don't want to be too powerful, otherwise it's like, well, I'm not fighting against Reapers. I'm fighting against this goddamn map.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's almost how I feel on Firebase Giants. No, not on Firebase Giant, on Firebase Ghost. Just because the ring limits my movement so much, because I generally play extremely squishy characters, and
especially
it's like, one trapped in this room, or I could walk outside,
or
have their shield, and get one shot by a Ravager.
Especially if you have like one
drone
shield.
escort through the rain.
Oh, yeah.
Man, that
how
makes
do
it
you
worse,
avoid
man.
that?
Yeah, So yeah, but of the 6, like only Ghost and Glacier to me are the ones that stick out as being actually a hazard. So I don't know, I like what they did. I like how they changed it up and stuff, and I definitely like those maps. But I think like they're not as hazardous as they were intending, perhaps.
Is there an area in any of the games that you would like as a multiplayer map, or no, not really?
And that's a good question. I have to think about that.
Let me think of the name.
Describe it.
It's the club place ruled by, what's her name?
Oh!
Sorry.
Omega?
Omega, yeah.
No, Afterlife.
That would be
Afterlife.
amazing, actually.
Yeah.
I would love
That would be really cool. Have the bass music going on like while you're killing stuff. That would be
like
so cool.
Like actual music? Oh, that would be.
Yeah. First thing that came into my mind was like the inside of the collector ship, but you can't really make that into a multiplayer map. Cause like they kind of tried to make it like, oh, you have to go to this planet because there's stuff on it, but like you can't really justify going into the collector ship. But like how it's all like I just like the design of that area in Mass Effect 2.
I was about to say the Citadel, but there isn't really there isn't really a reason to go there for the squads. So.
And it's too visually similar
True.
to a lot of other maps.
I guess.
If you ask me, but I can see what you're saying.
Maybe if they somehow got the elevators and loading screens involved in it, that would be the hazard. You walk in an elevator.
Right, you have to sit there and wait for it to load. And if you have like a bad connection, you're in there for like a minute or two. Like, oh man.
And the door opens and there's a grenade at your feet.
Right. Or no, by then all the collectors have been possessed and you have to deal with all of them now. That's what bothers me about like soloing against collectors, or like if your team dies, is like it takes so long, so like everything gets possessed. But
everything gets possessed.
Little side note there. But yeah, I'm trying to think now of other areas in Mass Effect 3 that you go and like, because they did a pretty good job of representing most of the areas in maps. Kind of.
Yeah. Are they missing any sort of main character's homeworld? Oh, I guess the Drell don't really have a map, do they?
But you never go there, so...
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think.
The Omega one was really good. I really
that's a good idea.
Oh my god, that would be like just the most amazing.
Yeah, it'd be like that club or the map on Call of Duty where they had like the club in it, like the Skrillex song in there.
That's the only thing that's notable.
Like, we would just go in there, we just like spin around,
listening to the song.
Right. Yeah, whatever. But no, yeah, I think. Yeah, I mean that's really the only that and the collector ship. I can't really think of any other ones.
I guess the Quarian homeworld, but it's not really that interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hydra is
something inside of a ship, sort of thing, like.
Oh, yeah.
No, you're actually talking about the world. Okay, whenever I think of Quarian homeworld, I think of like their epic convoy.
Yeah, the flotilla
migrant
thing, yeah.
The migrant
That
flotilla.
would be a cool thing to have it on a Quarian ship, though.
Well,
Yeah.
like treason, and you have to
I
fight
was
against
saying, like
Quarians.
Hydra is in Quarian space. I think I remember.
Yeah, it's a Quarian colony in the tundra. BioWare loves their ice things, because there's 3 multiplayer maps with ice. You have
I honestly didn't
you have White,
know.
and you have Hydra.
I didn't know Hydra was a Tundra until like 2 weeks ago because I was like reading about it. I was like, it's not a Tundra, and I'd like turned around because like, why would you ever turn around when you extract or like when you spawn? But then like, yeah, there's like ice stuff out there, but like,
And the world's largest dam.
Really?
yeah, it's like it just happens to be on a dam. Hydra's a good map though. I really like Hydra because long sniping.
Speaking of funny visual things, have any of you guys noticed the Death Star on Firebase Dagger?
No, what?
Look at the moon. It has like it's like a moon, and then it has a little circle inside it, and it makes it
That's
look
so. I never noticed that. That's awesome.
Next time you play it, just look for it. It's
I
hilarious.
will now, yeah, because like I'm probably gonna play it after we get over or after we get done with this. But
We
yeah,
should all play, except for Shredder over here. PC Master
Well,
Race.
excuse
But
me not being able to
my friend was texting me. He might be able to join us. So
That's actually a really good segue. So, what do you guys think are the major drawbacks, or like what are the differences between PC and Xbox?
There are no
Like,
drawbacks.
No, sorry, Master.
no, aren't the enemies like more accurate?
Jordan,
because
you're
more
kind of
frames?
just. I'm an Xbox guy, but you kind of just drew yourself into like a little thing there. Like, there's a lot of drawbacks compared to PC.
Well, we
I
can
don't
also
think-
bring up the whole resolution thing. I mean,
That's my computer.
Well, no. Shredder's just like.
I know,
the
but I mean, yeah, Xboxes are all standardized, so you don't end up with a
Yeah.
toast.
Okay, I'm just gonna get this out of the way. Can we all agree that anybody who thinks that an Xbox is objectively better than a PC is dumb? I wouldn't say. Well, I shouldn't say is dumb, but I don't like. I have no problem bowing down to our PC master race. Like, I hate that they're all elitists sometimes, but I can acknowledge the fact that my Xbox is not as good as a gaming
It's
PC.
just more
As long as you aren't on a budget, that's my one thing that I
Yeah, that's.
Yeah,
think Xbox has.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm.
Oh, man,
mostly a
voice crack.
console. But yeah.
I think Xbox is a good way to like if you wanna get into games quick, and you're kind of on a budget, then go for the Xbox, in my opinion.
Yeah, so it's definitely it's cheaper and it's less difficult to sort of set up. Like Xbox, you just kind of plug it in and then you hit power and it's on. Like a good gaming PC, you have to like build yourself and stuff. You have to buy all the parts and stuff.
And that reminds me of like the PS3. It's just like I thought it would I viewed it as amazing, and initially it was because of all the free games with PlayStation Plus, and then the installations came in. I was just like, no.
I have
Xbox is just like
PS3
boom,
as well.
download it.
I have a PS3 as well, but I just play the Xbox more just because my friends are on Xbox and not PSN. But I have no like arguments to either one really. Like they're both good systems. If you ask me, I just like I said, just my friends are on one, so I don't want to start a console war. They're both okay.
While you're arguing about consoles, I need to take a deep break.
Oh, all right.
Well,
So you could talk shit about, PC elitists or, literally the most...
Well, like we could talk about like what you can do on PC that you can't on the console. Like you can go pee, that's fine. So.
or we could remember that this is a Mass Effect podcast and segue which is best to which is the best game in the series.
I was actually what I was trying to bring up is like what sort of things like I know there's the whole pizza thing where you could actually sprint with the pizza on PC.
Which, by the way, for those of you
Unfairly.
who don't know, the pizza is the delivery objective where you have like the backpack.
I like just to imagine that, like, as soon as they pick it up, for some reason, they're wearing Pizza Boy clothes, and just, like, as soon as they get to the extraction, that'll be $7.95.
Yeah, so the pizza man is
I call it a football, but that's...
dude, $7.95. That's a cheap ass pizza.
They usually $10, isn't it? So it's not that cheap.
I don't know.
What
Maybe,
is the
maybe there's a ton of deflation in the future, and then pizzas are.
what is the PC Mass Effect host service called? I forget what it is. It's something totally different from everything else, right?
I'm sorry. Say that again. You cut out a little bit.
What is Mass Effect hosted on in the PC? Like, what is their servers and stuff? Like, it's not through.
I think the
There's
official
something through
EA.
BioWare, right?
I think. Well, I mean,
I think
it's
it was just the EA
still
servers.
peer to peer. Like they don't have
There's
dedicated
a
servers.
specific name for it.
Oh, I'm not
Right.
sure.
I was
Honestly,
wondering if that's any good, like, or if there's like special things to that or not.
I
Might
really
just
don't
be
know.
my naiveness to the PC Master Race, but
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't heard anything about that. I know that I've heard that the game was poorly optimized for PS3. Unfortunately, none of us play on PS3, so we'd have to ask one of our guests in the future, perhaps. But I've heard they have a lot of issues with like memory leak and frame rate and stuff.
Origin, that's what it's called. That was
Oh yeah, that.
Ugh,
Okay, yeah, he's back. So
Origin.
Do you have any thoughts
Yeah.
or opinions on Origin, Shredder?
Origin's alright. I mean, I love Steam. Like, Steam's my favorite of all the distribution things because it's been around
Isn't
so
it-
long.
Isn't it
It's
the
been
only
crappy.
one?
Well, there's a couple others. Steam used to have its crap phase. I mean, you've probably seen some gifs where it's like, I'm loading a game. Just kidding. Origin's kind of going through that same phase. And I don't know why, maybe Windows XP problems on the
Well,
update operating system.
think
still on
about
XP.
Yes, my better computer is looted from my school's IT department,
Oh.
and it's running on Windows XP.
All right, I mean XP was a good OS, but it's a little dated.
It's a little dated.
Just a little bit, you know.
well,
Yeah.
okay. Well, back to the Origin
back
thing.
to Origin.
Yeah.
It's tolerable. I mean, it's not great, but it's not terrible. That's kind of my opinion. It just doesn't want to run in game. It likes to crash a lot.
I think
But Steam kind of had the same issue. Where Steam's, you probably heard on Steam where it gets down all the time.
Yeah, that's happened.
Yeah, I've had some experiences with.
Origin's tolerable. That's my final opinion.
Yeah.
I think the reason why most people are kind of like on the fence about it is because it's another like thing. We already have like Steam. We don't really need another thing to keep track of with like a lot of games that we don't really
But
play.
they were mad when they took games off of Steam to.
Yeah, that was the worst.
That's when people
Yeah, it's
were.
really stupid.
Yeah, but I don't really play on PC that much. Well, I play a decent amount of PC games, but my PC is not all that great, so it's usually just like casual games. But like back to the Mass Effect thing, like can you like you playing on PC, Shredder? Can you think of anything like major differences between the thing or like the console and PC? Because like we mentioned the running with the pizza, but like isn't there something like because there's a higher frame rate, the enemies are more accurate?
Enemy accuracy is dependent on frame rate, so if someone... There's a thing on BSN about it. Basically,
You guys also
once you
get. Oh, sorry.
once
You guys
get
actually.
sub 20, bad. Once you get to about sub like 20 FPS, enemy accuracy just like plummets logarithmically. Like you could be sitting right in front of the enemy, they could shoot the bullet, and somehow it would like eject 90 degrees sideways.
All right.
But if you're fighting against like, a lot of PC players do like above 60 or 120, they can literally like snipe you across the map. Like the combat engineer for Cerberus is a little pistol. Pew pew pew. Fuck that pistol.
So it's actually an advantage to be playing on a worse machine.
Only on the host. It only depends on the host. If the host is running on a toaster, that's it. Like me. But don't trust on me in hosting because I have to alt tab to refresh my frame rate. And when I alt tab, Dragoons start like moonwalking to the side. Phantoms start teleporting, and then other nightmares occur, and you don't want that. And I think the only other major difference I can think of is the Shockwave radius bug.
Oh yeah,
But who uses radius on Shockwave?
I do.
Who uses
I do.
Shockwave?
What's the other alternative? I can't remember.
I
It's
think
length
Force
or radius. I
Okay.
could have sworn it was length. Let me check.
Well, it is
Range of Buying Explosion or Break 5.
Okay, hang on, bring it up right now.
because
Range
if it's force and damage versus range, if I'm playing a detonations class, then I would rather have the.
It's duration. No, that's singularity. It's force and damage and radius. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Okay, I would rather have the range then, but that's
Range
just-
5 is 65% by explosion modifier or 50% more range.
Yep.
I usually like the BE modifier better because it scales very well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have mine set to
That is actually
radius
interesting
and innate lift.
because I realized, or I learned, and correct me if this is wrong because I didn't really see it from a reputable source, but that like passives and like power damage multipliers don't apply to the damage of the biotic explosion. Is that correct? Okay.
Your explosion modifier only depends on the evolutions,
Right.
not
Okay.
the damage you power.
Right. And then it's the rank of the power is also
Right.
how it scales. Right. Yeah. So for that reason, I do not put any passives in the Fury because she's an entirely explosions class. I mean, you could make like a dot build with the Dark Channel or something like that, but yeah. So that's what I did, and I thought that was pretty interesting. But anyway, I I don't know how long we've been going. I forgot to start a clock, but I think it's over an hour now. So, are there any other questions you want to wrap up?
1 hour, 30 minutes.
Oh, okay.
30 minutes? Oh, yeah.
We should bring up
Dang.
the challenge thing, where like if the community has any
Oh, yeah.
questions or challenges
Oh,
that they'd
alright.
like us to try out or accept a challenge or whatever.
Right.
Okay.
So,
Don't make me play a Vanguard, for God's sake.
no. So,
All of the Vanguards.
we
Okay.
could
Now
exclude
that I said that.
Shredder here because he's not on Xbox, but
Or he could have his own set of challenges.
right.
Be
But
the lone wolf.
so Jordan, John, and I, we're all on Xbox. So if you'd like to set a challenge, either in the comments or somehow, for us to try to complete for the next podcast, and we will deliver our how we did. Also, then, if we have a guest on the next podcast that is on Xbox, we could probably do it with them as well, because then we'd have a full team of 4. So if you have any ideas, leave that as a comment on the video or the thread, or email us or whatever. So,
You know what, Shredder? We should set up like all 3 of us should set up like a little personal challenge for you, since we're all on the Xbox.
yeah.
I'm okay with that. I can tell you how I'm doing. I'm not. Can't
What would be
record it.
kind of torturous?
I don't know.
But
All you have to
tolerable.
say torturous is, John, you have to play Shredder. You have to play a Vanguard every week. I'd be like,
Yeah. Those are the challenges, like, get over 100K.
I actually
with
do
the-
have a decent challenge for you. If you want
Okay.
to play
All right, let's see.
Vanilla
Here.
Human Soldier without grenades.
Oh.
I can do
Adrenaline
that.
rush and concussive shot? That's it?
I can
Yeah.
do that.
Well, what would the rating be? Bronze solo or silver with teammates?
I would say gold solo. I think he's a pretty solid player. He could.
I think, yeah,
you can do it.
from what I've
Go
heard,
Miles,
I
there's
can
ways.
solo
I mean,
gold
aim high.
silver solo or something like that.
Aim
That's-
high. It'll make a better story in the end, right?
Yeah, I mean, just
even
like
if you don't
do
complete
whatever
it,
you
just-
think you can. Like, we'll see. We should set a challenge, or okay, so I think it's only fair then that Shredder sets a challenge for us then.
Okay, since we don't have a community one.
And then we'll
Yeah.
do community later.
Yeah, we'll
Yeah,
do community for.
You can talk amongst yourselves. I'll get one in like 3 minutes. I'm trying to remember all the classes.
Okay. Oh wait, no. Wait.
Now would be a good time to actually say what the email is that they could email us in at if they're just
Yeah.
listed. sort of
Oh
thing.
yeah. So I will put it in the link, or in the description of this video, as well as on the thread on Reddit. It is the extractionzone@gmail.com. All lowercase, no spaces or underscores or anything like that. Just the extraction zone. I'm also going to be making a Twitter. I don't have one right now, but it's going to be at the extraction zone. Hopefully, if it's not, I'll amend it in the post. And then, yeah, or you can message any one of us on Reddit or anything like that. I'll put all the contact details in all the places and stuff as well. So, all right, leave anything out?
We don't really have a set schedule yet. So far, we're kind of just. This is a little bit impromptu, but other than that, we don't really have a schedule set up. So be on the lookout for maybe episodes on the Blue or maybe episodes on a weekly basis. I don't really know.
Yeah, if you'd like, or if you want to see a specific schedule, then that's fine. Just let us know. Also, I don't know if you guys have seen it or not. If you are artistically talented and would like to make a splash screen for us that will be up while the video is playing, then get into contact with one of us, because we have some suggestions and stuff that we would like to put forth. And also, if you'd like to see this in a video podcast form with our faces and stuff, then let us know about that as well.
And on a side note to that, if you're a musician that has a song out that would like to play for a few seconds in the intro, we are working for that as well.
Yeah. What else? I think that's about it, actually.
Dang.
Aside from our challenge that we must complete.
Yeah. Do you have one?
That'll be the worst, and especially with like an anonymous if we have one. Oh wait, Trader, you didn't set it up for us. What's it gonna be?
I have it. My
What must we
go-to,
do, Master Race? Overlord?
my go-to one is you all have to play bolus kits.
Oh,
Bolus kits.
Okay, on
Bolus?
like
Oh.
You
gold
can't
or
be the same
something?
bolus. So you need to have. So there's 4 bolus kits. You need to
Yeah.
pick at least 3 different ones.
okay.
Your
What's
fourth
it-
person don't care. He could be a juggernaut or whatever.
Or we could just have no third person.
Let's just do us three. I mean, since we're
Yeah.
talking.
Yeah.
So you got the Vanguard, you got the Sentinel, you have the Engineer, and you have the Adept.
Well, I don't have the
What
Vanguard.
about enemy difficulty? What are we?
Engineer for me. It's automatically engineer.
Do silver or gold enemy. Damn, that's tough. Let's go with Geth,
Okay.
Dagger Masters.
because I'm malicious at this point.
We're gonna
Alright.
lose
It's
this
gonna
so
be
bad.
Geth Silver then, guys. I don't know if Geth Gold is gonna work.
Well, I know Aaron A. Actually, I posted a video. Just find it. To do, we did a 4-person bullets hit squad at gold, so it's doable.
Okay. I don't know. They're not overpowered classes. I don't know if it's gonna be rough for me. I hope you know.
Oh,
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna have to slum it with the support classes.
You know what?
Which is funny because I play
Hold on.
support
All
in League.
support each
So.
other.
Hold on, I'm changing the rules. You all have to play chargeless vanguards.
Chargeless.
Chargeless Vanguards.
You cannot have any points of biotic charge.
Okay, but
Yeah,
like any
but-
Vanguard isn't like
No,
not just the Volus
they all have
Vanguard.
charge. We just can't use them.
Pretty much. You can
Well,
play
there's
any
just-
vanguard, but you
Okay.
cannot
Okay.
use
Alright,
biotic.
max regen build Nova. Let's go.
We all have to be different
First
ones.
for us.
We'll still in
Ever.
play.
Yeah, do we have to be different?
You could be all the same, all different. You just have to play a vanguard, and it cannot have biotic charge anywhere.
Alright, I actually love that one. I'll carry this
Alright,
one,
got
guys. Don't
this.
worry. I have my secret
can
weapon.
play
Man,
it
I'm trying to
on
think, like,
silver or
what
iron.
should I play? Cause, like...
I'm scared to mention it right now because they'll be like, oh, no, amendment. But as long as you promise not to be an asshole, I'm pulling out my Cabal. I'm just saying it now.
You don't have charge, therefore.
Oh.
I won't
Oh.
even
Technically it
poison strike.
does
I
with
won't
the
even try
poison
to-
strike.
I
Okay,
won't
no,
even
no,
do
we shouldn't
that.
debate this now.
But poison strike is essentially biotic charge.
I'm not even using it. Don't worry.
I mean...
It's
Damn.
a cheesy way to go, in my opinion, but
Cause, like,
Fair,
I'm
but-
trying to think, cause all of my Vanguard classes are specialized on doing what Vanguards do, which is teleporting into their face. So, like...
well, you can't
It
do
depends
that.
on what you
can't
do when you get there. Like, you either punch the ground and shockwave their face, or you punch their face, or you slice their face, or you...
Face their face.
Yeah, you... ass. Alright, any
You can't
last...
still point up in any enemy.
Alright, we can do it.
Well, challenge accepted.
Yeah, challenge accepted, let's go.
And after this, give us some suggestions on how we should do this.
Yeah,
'Cause,
any
it'd be fun.
Put it in there. Is that it then? We good to do outros?
I don't think we need one. I think we covered everything right now.
Alright, cool. Well, thank you very much for listening. If you made it this far, thank you very much. This has been the Extraction Zone. I've been Gilgamesh.
I'm John.
Jordan, violate if you want to add me. You might want to read your ears. I'm sorry, I'm a jerk.
Alright, and we'll see you next time.